Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. We have Patty today from C60evo.com. Now, I've talked about this stuff a few times and we've had them on the show before. Ladies and gentlemen, I've shared that I've sent this to my parents, to my father-in-law. My dad had a very bad sleeping habit. Sleeps during the day, very hard to sleep at night. He said about 8 days into taking this, sleeps through the night. First time in years. Same with my father-in-law. And I mean, my wife takes this. I take this. I mean, it's great. It's great. And another thing, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I started a different routine where I'm like, so I take it for 4 days in a row, and I don't take it for 2 days. Those 2 days are even better than the days I take. It's like it all catches up. I can't. With me, it's different. With my wife, she has to take it every day. With me, it's different. And I'm just going smooth through those 2 days. And then I feel like right now it's like on the third night, I'm like, oh, okay. I'd start taking it again. Then it catches up. But it's great. C60 Evo. So tell us about the vision of your guys' company. Like, why you do what you do, the vision, how it all started.
It started because I used to be in the UFO field and I was making movies. You can see my little EB awards there. I've got them all over the house, but I told the truth about crop circles. And all of a sudden they tried to take me out, very seriously tried to take me out when ufology, I'm going to say, was incapacitated. They just cut the head off. All of a sudden, all the great researchers passed away 6, 7 years ago. People that were in my movies were just like dropping like flies. And then I honestly got hit with a directed energy weapon. I am a walking miracle. But I started taking a product that was from the lab of the only lab in the world that makes the good stuff in Houston, Texas. And that's our lab. And we are really proud that we're the ones that have supplied all the products for the peer-reviewed tests that show results like you're reporting on you and your parents. But for myself, it saved my life. And I didn't know anything about C60. But when I started taking it, I started walking again. And I was really wounded 7 years ago. And then I got back on the air and I'm like all excited about, this miracle molecule. And then boom, somebody put uranium in my garage because I didn't die. And so leave me alone, you guys. I'm done with you. Anyway, I was so blown away by this product. I, again, barely made it, but I started pumping about a tablespoon a day. And you take it in the morning and it's like energy all day long, but it's also detox. And what it literally does is it clears the mitochondria in every cell. And the mitochondria is the powerhouse of every cell. So when you are super toxic, like I was, you might be a little queasy when you first start taking it because it's clearing your mile long or however many miles you got of your intestines. You got to get all the toxins out of your system. And this is like a magnet to toxins. And so I thought it came out your urine, but it doesn't. It comes out the other. Just saying. So, it's a really amazing, interesting molecule, but it won the Nobel Prize in 1996 because it was the most exceptional molecule in every application that it was tested. Now, it won the Nobel Prize in 1996. My lab has been making it since 1991, and both of them were in Houston, Texas. So my partners don't remember if they supplied it to the 3 scientists that received the Nobel Prize, but good chance it was our product. 10 years later, people started calling the lab, and all we were selling was industrial grade C60, batteries, ink, tires, photo cells, not people. And people started calling and saying, how much should I take? And Chris is answering the phone like, none. Don't put that in your body. It's industrial. And then they started hearing more people calling them because in 2012, there was a study at the Paris University called the prolongation of rats. And it turned out that they used our product for sure. And they tested these 3 groups of rats to see if it was toxic, C60. And it turned out that the C60 and olive oil rats lived 90% longer. We actually hold the longest longevity results in history on any lab animals, and we didn't do it ourselves, so don't get mad at us. But they did use our product. Not only did the lab rats live 90% longer, but they died without any tumors for the first time in lab rat test history. So we are really proud of this molecule that I have to be careful making any claims because of the 3-letter organization, but we sell to a number of big C clinics, and I can't make the claim other than they keep buying cases. And when I call them to say, what are you using it for? They say daily protocol. So the rats died without any tumors. There's clinics that are buying it. We never make any claims that it cures anything because we're not supposed to. But if you tap the link below and look at the testimonials on our website or on Vlad's landing page, it's mind-boggling what's happening to people and pets. The results are stellar.
You just said something, and it explains a lot. So the first couple days, I was just, even my wife was like, she's like, I'm like, I have a headache. I don't feel this is supposed to help me. She's like, it looks like, she's like, is it like a detoxin? So doctors used to have me on Suboxone. You probably know what that is. So it's people that, had a little problem with pain medications. When I was young, I had my teeth ripped out. That's when I kind of dived into, powerful pain meds. From there, they put me on Suboxone. That's a strip you take every day. You don't withdraw, but you're not on pills. You're not getting high, but it's the same crap. So I've been off that for, a couple of over a year, 2 years now, but it's such a long acting medicine. And that was the only thing I was like, because I don't smoke, I don't drink. I was like, it's probably getting that stuff out of my body. If you ever do research on Suboxone, what it is, it's a very long acting drug that this is the new, this is what they give people now. Oh, even to strong opiate addicts, they give it to them. So pretty much you avoid withdrawals, you get back to normal. But once you quit that, oh my goodness.
Ouch.
It makes heroin seem like it's a day walk withdrawals compared to this. And they last 40, 50 days, the withdrawals of this stuff. And so it's like, I'm like, okay, because I stopped it. I've been off it for a while, but I've been told that you need to, because it gets really deep in your system. I was like, but then once that left, not only did I do just as good as before, but even better. And like I said at the beginning, and I want to touch on this, sleep. So my father, he would go to sleep very late, wake up during the middle of the night, wake up really early, but then tired during the day. They started taking this, and then I think on day 9, he's like, huge difference. And then my father-in-law, he started taking it, took it for 6 days, and then stopped. Then my dad was like, don't, because he's like, oh, it's been 6 days. He's like, don't. He's like, we're not 30 anymore. He's like, you're 72. You take it. He did, and now he's feeling just as great, sleeping just as good also. But how does that work? It gives you energy, but you sleep better at night.
Pretty amazing. When you have that much more energy, you're going to use a lot more energy all day long and wear yourself out, is my feeling. But when you are clearing your mitochondria, which is the powerhouse of every cell, that's what this is a magnet to, is the toxins in your mitochondria. And what's interesting is that all through the body, all the cells have about 200 to 300 mitochondria per cell. Blood has no mitochondria, but the brain cells have 2 million mitochondria per cell. So far more dense. And when you've got something going in and vacuuming out the toxins in the mitochondria, literally this molecule, which is like a soccer ball, it's 60 carbon atoms, in the shape of a soccer ball, it actually vacuums in and they attach to the molecule, and then you release it out your body. So what it's doing on a physical, biological level is detoxing all of this toxic muck in our brain, in our pineal gland, and then all through the body. But when you start to take it, you can really feel the difference in your thinking. And at
Mhm.
6, 7, 8 at night, you're still like, I'm ready to do more research. It's like, where's all this energy coming from? I forgot that I'm super energized. And when I hang around with people lately, they comment. And after the second time I heard it this week, I thought, I don't look at it myself, but yeah, I'm pretty wound all day long. And I start my day taking it in my coffee. This is my favorite thing other than the face serum. But I put this in my morning coffee. It's the MCT coconut oil, and it's got the ESS60. The thing I want to be specific about is carbon 60, C60, compared to ESS60. We sell them both in our lab. One's for industrial, and this is for people and pets. There's a difference in the cleaning process of the carbon fullerenes, and our lab is the master of it because we've been at it forever. But the sad thing is there's what considered competitors that sell C60. We tested all of them during the 4-year flu thing that they threw, the flu party
Mhm.
for 4 years. And we tested 22 products online because we wanted to see what the carbon 60 industry was. And I was trying to understand why my partners, they never let me say C60. They want me to always say ESS60 because it's the upgraded version. Don't say Kmart, say Saks Fifth Avenue when it comes to this molecule. Because if you're going to make ink and tires, cool, industrial. But what we found was almost everybody online selling C60, 95%, 99%, whatever the percentage is, they're not pure C60. And unfortunately, they're not from our lab, or it would be ESS60. And the only other lab that we know of lately making it is Wuhan, China. And it's industrial. And there's some company in Canada that some people claim they buy from, but Canada buys from Wuhan. So you've got this industry that you got to be really mindful. Don't buy stuff that's for tires, ink, batteries. Buy the good stuff for people and pets, which is ESS60 from C60 Evo.
And that's what I was going to ask as the final question before we wrap up. When you go online, there's stuff that sounds like yours, looks like yours, but you look at the price, it's like pennies on the dollar, right? It's on Amazon, right? It's not direct from a manufacturer or website. There's it's out there, but it's again not that kind of. Well, you just
I'm
explained
really
my
glad you
question.
mentioned it because when you look up C60 Evo, we are being severely spammed by, in my opinion, it's deep state. Nobody can pay money to slather all their crap on top of ours on everything we do. And it's one of the companies that had the lowest concentration levels of all. Just not good. And a lot of companies claim 90% life extension. Really? Did your product prove that in the Paris test? Because you're not our lab. Our lab supplied the product. So we've got a lot of people claiming these great results, which I don't blame them, but they've got a basement mixer. They're not like a real lab. So the C60 industry is kind of like ufology was when I left it. And I'm not leaving because we're the leading lab. We're the only lab making ESS60, which is elemental safe spheres with 60 carbon atoms. It's what you want to buy from C60 Evo. I just want to mention quick, tap the link below because Vlad has a 10% off discount code. And if you sign up for a monthly subscription, you'll save 20% on every order. If you don't really want it in 2 weeks, you can cancel it anytime, easy. But we have all kinds of great products, discounts. You're looking at our facial serum and our new tangerine body cream. Oh, God, it's so good. The facial serum, really wonderful, all natural. And then there's the 3 flavors of oil. We've got a great store. Go in, have some fun, look around, but make sure and use Vlad's code for 10% off. Monthly subscription, 20%. If you buy a case, it's 25% off, but then use Vlad's code and it's another 10. So all kinds of ways to save. The oils are fabulous. If you travel a lot or you don't like the taste of oil, get the capsules. That's what they're for. And I'm hearing people say it takes a little longer to come on to them because of the gelatin wrapped around. You have to digest, but then they last longer. So we haven't had a dud product yet. Everything works, and it's all the good stuff. ESS 60.
Ladies and gentlemen, links are down below in the description. Go get you some. Get healthy. We're out.